Previously, we gathered input for a first name and a last name, and we formatted that, and we were able to print the first and last name together. Let's add that into a function now. So we have that code that we wrote before where we had first name, last name, and then we were able to print that out. So let's go ahead and just run that to remind ourselves. So if we enter the first name and then last name, and then we get the full name, Alton DeRosa. So how can we build this into a function? Well, we know the first thing we got to do is use the def keyword. And then the function name. So this one we're just going to call it getName, and it's going to get the first and the last name. And we end that with a colon, and then we have our indentation where we can write the code underneath. So let's go ahead and just grab that code. We can paste it underneath and add our 4 spaces. And now we can run that, and we can call the getName function. And let's run that. So this function will print out the first and last name, but we don't want to print out the first and last name. What we want to be able to do is get the full name and assign it to a variable by calling getName. So in order to do that, we're going to have a return value. So let's go ahead and see what we need to do to change our getName function. So instead of a print, we know we want to return. So we're going to return the full name, and over here we're going to create a variable called full. Or we could just take this entire string right here and put it into the return value. I'm just going to do this just so we see that we are creating the full name. And so we're going to use the first name capitalized, a space, and last name capitalized, and that's with string concatenation. We should get our space in between there. That will be in this variable, and that will be returned. And then we will assign it to the full name over here. So let's go ahead and run the code. So I can enter the name, Alton DeRosa again. And I always put it lowercase so we can see that our functionality is working. And then nothing happens. I don't get to see the name because this time we're not printing it and we're not echoing it. We're assigning it to the full name variable. So let's go ahead and echo that, or print it. Actually, let's print it this time and see what's in the full name variable. And we see there's Alton DeRosa. So now we've built the getName function. So we're writing full functions here. It's taking input within the function. We're doing string concatenation, and we're returning a value. Then we're able to use that value in a variable that is replaced by the function call. So we get full name, and whatever is returned from getName, it becomes the value of full name, and we're able to print that. Let's move on to our next lesson.